Back now on Triad today, and let's talk about virtual services. And we do that with two very special guests. One is a repeat visitor. We're always glad to have her. Selena McRae is Manager of Community and Business Engagement for Triad Goodwill. She's brought along a special guest of her own. Richard Vance is Manager of Quality Assurance and Outcomes. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you too.
Thank you.
Richard, let me start with you. What is microlearning? That I think Selena emailed me something about microlearning and virtual services. What is all that about?
So microlearning is kind of like the short burst of education, kind of a quick way to get that content out to people that need that. And then the virtual services came about because we wanted to look at how people can access that content. People that are at home, like a mom who has daycare issues or things like that. So we kind of wanted to map that into it, and kind of virtual learning and microlearning was just born.
Yeah, because a lot of those you're talking about, you just mentioned with daycare, whatever, those are the kinds of obstacles that keep people from getting where they want to go.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And Selena, how does all this how do the virtual services fit in with the overall mission of Triad Goodwill?
Yeah, so our mission, improving lives, enriching communities through the power of work. And really how virtual services ties into that is that accessibility piece. We cover a wide region, and so for individuals that are more rural communities where it's harder to make it out to the center, or maybe even they're working during center hours and just can't come and get that assistance during that time, they still have an equal opportunity just as anyone to upskill and move further in their career.
Richard, you gave us an example a moment ago about somebody that maybe has to be at home with the kids. Well, give me another, let me just ask in general, who would these services, learning and services and lessons and virtual learning, who is that for and who is it not for? Can it be any age or what?
I think so. I think it's for anybody. Like I mentioned, the mother with a daycare issue, but what if it's a college student, that has classes during the day and they may not have that content available during the day but at night, or individuals that are working throughout the day and can't come to businesses that are open from 8 to 5.
Right.
So I think that content is available to anybody that might have a barrier.
Now give me some more examples, a few examples of topics that you might cover with virtual learning.
So we do things like employability, like the resume, the job searching, those kind of contents that most people are familiar with. But one that comes to mind for me is the professional development, such as how to develop a growth mindset. The pandemic and all of that kind of put us in a different mind frame with employers and businesses. So I think having a growth mindset and learning that content at your own pace during your own time is very comfortable for a lot of people.
Now, is there a fee for all this great stuff that you're talking about doing?
Absolutely not. I'm proud to say it's free of cost.
Wow. Now, how long has this been going on, the virtual learning and everything?
So virtual learning has been going on for a couple of years, during the pandemic. But what we did was kind of tailor it down to that microlearning piece, along with some other things too. But it's been available for a little while.
Well, let me put you on the spot. We didn't rehearse this or anything, but in terms of feedback, or what feeling do you have for how it's been received in helping people?
From what I've heard and what I've read from our participants of the program, it's been very well received. People are giving us feedback about content. We've had businesses that are reaching out to us because we can customize that content for maybe the employees of the businesses. So from what I'm seeing, it's very well received. Yeah,
and I want to put up some information on screen, Selena, because I know that the folks might be wondering how can they access this. So I want you to correct me if I get anything wrong here. Of course, you can go to triadgoodwill.org/train. That's right. You can also call the Career Center at 544-5305, or you can email elearning@triadgoodwill.org. Of course, the basic website is triadgoodwill.org, but that other information is on screen. Selena, you feel like this is working pretty good?
Yeah, it really is, and we're just glad that we can have learning and upskilling available to anyone.
That's great. Even for old people like me?
Yeah, for anyone.
Yeah,
for anyone.
That's right. Thanks for the compliment, Richard. Richard goes, like you. All right, thanks for being here. Hey, look, seriously, thanks for all you're doing for people. Really.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll be right back after this.